Alright, so this video here we're going to look at factoring the difference of two squares. And here we have the formula. We have a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b times a plus b. So we need two perfect squares and a subtraction sign in between them. Okay, so let's look at working some problems. Alright, so here we have x squared minus 16. Now we need to see if we can rewrite this as the difference of two squares. Well, let's look at this first term here and this term here. Well, we know that's a perfect square, x squared. That's just x squared minus. Now let's look at the 16. Can we rewrite that as something squared? Yes, the 16 can be written as 4 squared. So you can see here that we have x squared minus 4 squared. So the x here, that would be considered our a, and the 4 would be our b. And so our formula, that's going to give us a, which is x, minus b, which is 4, times a, which is x, plus b, which is 4. And so this would be our answer. And also, you can write this as x plus 4 times x minus 4. It doesn't matter which order you put them in. It's the same either way. Okay? Alright, so let's take a look at another one. Alright, we've got 9x squared minus 25. So let's see if we can write that as the difference of two squares. So we're going to look at the 9x squared and we'll look at the 25. So 9x squared, we can write that as 3x and then all of that squared, because we know that 3x times 3x is 9x squared. Okay, minus, and then 25, we can write that as 5 squared. So as you can see here, there's our a and there's our b. And so this is going to be a minus b times a plus b. And this would be our answer. Alright, let's take a look at a couple more. Alright, we've got 36x squared minus 49y squared. So let's look and see, can this be written as something squared? And can this be written as something squared? Well, let's see, 36x squared, that's what, 6x, and then all of that squared, because 6x times 6x gives us 36x squared, minus, and then the 49y squared, we can write that as 7y, all of that squared, because 7y times 7y gives us 49y squared. And so that's going to be a minus b times a plus b. And there's your answer. So let's take a look at one more. Alright, so let's look at this. 27x squared minus 48. Well, we can see that 27, we're not going to write that as something squared, and we're not going to write the 48 as anything squared either. So if you remember when you learned how to factor, you always factor out the greatest common factor first. And we can see with 27 and 48, the greatest common factor is 3. So let's factor a 3 out of this. So that's going to be 3 times, and then with the 27, I'm going to be left with 9x squared minus, and then when I factor a 3 out of the 48, I'm going to be left with 16. So now, let's look at this term and this term. Alright, So basically what's going to happen here is I'm going to factor this as a difference of two squares, and the 3 is just going to tag along with it. So I'm going to write the 3 down, and then let's see, 9x squared, well, that's 3x squared minus, and then the 16, I'm going to write that as 4 squared. And so that's going to give me 3 times, okay, now let's factor this. Okay, so you can see here, this is A and this is B. So that's going to be A minus B times A plus B. And there's your answer. Alright, so hope this video helped. If you like it, you can subscribe and check out my other videos. Alright, thanks.